It's becoming clear that the Trump administration has no idea how to actually make your life more affordable, but they do have a way to rub some salt in the wound, and that's by continually inflicting Scott Bessent on us in the news. Take a look.
Kristen, I can tell you that the Council on Economic Advisors has a study. You know the best way to bring your inflation rate down? Move from a blue state to a red state. Blue state inflation is 0.5% higher, and that is because they don't deregulate, they keep prices up, energy is higher.
Just according to the consumer prices, inflation was at 2.3% back in April. In September, 3%.
He was so happy with himself when he said that line. Yeah, you're right. Actually, let me go get my wife and my kid. We're gonna up and sell our home. We're gonna move to a different state because that 0.5 percentage point difference you claim without any evidence is there. That's not how a human thinks, and he is not a human. That's how a business thinks. I saw something over the weekend. I went to the Promenade in Santa Monica. The Promenade is this long stretch of stores, and then there's a mall. And in the mall, there's a Uniqlo, and it's moving from the mall to the stretch of stores. Like it's like 100 yards it's moving or whatever. But clearly they've crunched the numbers as a business does, that it's somehow marginally worth all that difficulty to them. That's how Scott Bessent thinks. That's not how humans think. That does not make me feel better. I'm not moving, I'm not changing my job or whatever, and then going to a state where I'm likely to be shot or whatever. That's not how people think. And so again, their ability to dig themselves out of not only the substantive issue that they're in terms of affordability, but the perception that they don't care and aren't doing anything is only getting worse as his appearance in the news got worse with whatever this is.
Inflation has gone up. It's at 3% now, up from 2% in April when the tariffs were imposed.
No. They weren't. So inflation hasn't gone up. And Kristen, the one thing that we're not going to do is do what the Biden administration did and tell the American people they don't know how they feel. Inflation is up because of the service economy and services, so that has nothing to do with tariffs.
Isn't the fact that you're rolling back tariffs an admission that ultimately they do drive up prices for consumers?
Kristen, how much does your arm weigh?
That I do not know.
Exactly, but you know how much you weigh. You get on the scale every morning. Inflation is a composite number, and we look at everything. So we try to push down the things we can control.
Please keep putting him on the news. He's the worst. How much does your arm weigh? Did I do a good one? Is that a good point? I loved his point though, Jayar. We're not gonna do what Biden did, which is pretend that you're not feeling what you're feeling, I say, as I'm doing that exact thing. What a goddamn weirdo, man.
Tariffs don't destroy your lives. We're only telling you every day how tariffs are great for your lives, while also at the same time telling you we got to pull back because they're destroying your life. It's insane. You have to not listen to them to believe anything that they're saying. Why does he assume that Kristen Welker weighs herself every morning? Bro, calm down. We keep wondering what people are doing with their lives and their weights and all that stuff. This guy's ridiculous. Listen, so just from the very beginning thing. So moving from blue state to red state to lower your inflation. How about also wages, numbers of jobs in those areas? Yeah. Oh, if you want to lower your children's education levels, definitely move from a blue state to a red state. You'll find all that waiting for you there. These guys are acting like there's this grand glory that always happens from these changes. And also that people, as I think you mentioned, can afford to do something like that. Yeah, let's pack up this U-Haul and fly or move all of our stuff, because that's real easy to do as you destroy the economy. Please calm down.
Yeah, by the way, there can be some advantages to moving from one state to another, whether red to blue or otherwise. You recently left California to go to a more traditionally red state, but you didn't do it because some jackass in the news said it's 0.5 percentage point less inflation. That's not how life works, you weirdo robot. But I'll close with this. Whether he will admit it or not, and he won't, even though he knows that tariffs raise prices, that's literally what they're for. They're to raise prices to disincentivize purchasing in that way to change consumer spending habits. That's what they're for. So they decided to roll some of them back. And Trump forgot, I guess, that they did that. So then he puts this on True Social. He says, blah, 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 a bunch of money is coming in from tariffs, but not as much as you'd think because people stocked up before the tariffs went into effect, but not soon. Soon, those stockpiles will go away. And then the amounts payable to the USA will skyrocket. They'll be record setting. You moron, we're paying that. You already got a couple weeks ago that we know that we're paying that. That's why you rolled them back. That's why you tacoed, and then you seemingly forgot it. Maybe because you're stubborn, maybe because of the dementia, I don't know. But he's telling us that the amount we're going to be paying in tariffs is going to, according to him, skyrocket. And that's their solution to the affordability crisis. Great plan, idiot.